Denny Hamlin was just 5 laps away from winning the biggest race of his life, but one moment changed everything. What went wrong for the driver who did everything right? This is the story of a man who led more laps than anyone at Phoenix, who rebuilt his entire driving style for one last push, and who faced heartbreak with the grace of a true competitor. From his debut in 2005 to becoming one of NASCAR's most respected veterans, Denny Hamlin's career has been marked by excellence. He has collected more than 60 wins, 3 Daytona 500 victories, and countless top 5 finishes. His consistency and endurance are unmatched, yet the championship title, the crown jewel, remained elusive. Through the years, Hamlin built his reputation with Joe Gibbs Racing, where his precision and patience behind the wheel earned admiration across the sport. He became the face of persistence, proving that talent and drive don't fade with age. As seasons passed and rivals came and went, Hamlin stayed at the front of the pack, chasing that one missing piece. The 2025 season felt different. The fire was back. His car was fast, his team sharper than ever, and his focus unshakable. When he clinched his spot in the Championship 4 with a win at Las Vegas, fans could sense that the long-awaited ending might finally arrive. The stage was set at Phoenix Raceway. Hamlin knew what was at stake, and he wasn't leaving anything to chance. He changed his approach completely, modifying his racing line and adopting a new, more aggressive style. He studied data, spent extra hours in the simulator, and analyzed every inch of that track. This was his shot. From the drop of the green flag, Hamlin was unstoppable. He led 208 of 319 laps, the most of any driver that day. His number, 11 Toyota, looked flawless, slicing through turns and controlling the pace. Each pit stop was executed to perfection. Every move carried the confidence of a driver who knew he had done everything right. As the laps wound down, victory seemed certain. 5 laps from the end, Hamlin had the lead. His crew held their breath as the crowd rose to their feet. But then came the moment that changed everything. A tire failure on another car triggered a late caution, setting up a green-white checkered finish. In that instant, all the strategy and dominance of the race unraveled. Some drivers gambled with track position, others with fresh tires. Hamlin's team made the call for 4 tires, a decision meant to guarantee control. But on the restart, traffic and chaos struck. He lost momentum, trapped in the shuffle, and the championship slipped through his fingers once more. Hamlin crossed the line in 6th. The trophy he had fought for all year was gone. The stands exploded with noise, but for him, everything went silent. After leading the majority of the race, after changing everything about his approach, he walked away empty-handed. In the garage, reporters waited. Cameras surrounded him. But Hamlin's words weren't bitter. They were calm and reflective. With 5 laps to go, "I knew what it was like to be a champion," he said quietly. "I did everything I was supposed to. I just don't have the trophy sitting at home, but I know we were the best." That line struck the motorsport world like lightning. For years, Hamlin had been haunted by the label of best without a title. Now he embraced it not as an excuse, but as truth. The difference between champion and runner-up often comes down to a caution flag, a pit call, or a fraction of a second. Hamlin understood that better than anyone. This wasn't just a driver losing a race. It was a man realizing that greatness isn't always measured in hardware. For him, the victory was in execution. The mastery of craft, the leadership under pressure, the perfection of process. Behind the scenes, Hamlin's exhaustion was real. He admitted how much the season had drained him physically and mentally. "It took so much out of me," he said. "You don't go through that without being drained." That honesty showed a different side of the competitor, a veteran acknowledging the cost of chasing perfection. Even through heartbreak, he found peace in small things. Time with family, his foundation work supporting cystic fibrosis research, and the rare chance to simply sit in the stands and watch his daughter play volleyball. In those quiet moments, Hamlin rediscovered the same discipline that kept him sharp behind the wheel, now guiding him off the track. Hamlin's words carry a universal truth. Being a champion is not just about lifting a trophy. It's about resilience, discipline, and refusing to let failure define you. He had every reason to crumble after Phoenix, but instead, he turned the loss into perspective. In the days after, sports writers and fans debated whether Hamlin would ever win a championship. But to those who looked deeper, the real story was about a man who already understood victory in its purest form. He controlled every factor he could. The rest, luck, timing, fate, was out of his hands. The parallels go beyond racing. In every field, there are people who do everything right and still fall short. Hamlin's story reminds us that the measure of success isn't always a title, it's the mastery of your craft, the integrity of your effort, and the will to try again. This mindset has made Hamlin one of the sport's most respected voices. He's also not afraid to challenge the system itself. In recent interviews, he's questioned NASCAR's cost model for the next-gen car, pointing out that promises of affordability haven't matched reality. It's the mark of a man who's earned the right to speak honestly about the sport he loves. His dual role as driver and co-owner of 23XI Racing adds another layer to his legacy. While he continues to compete at the highest level, he's also building the future of NASCAR through young talent like Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. That combination of leadership and longevity defines what it truly means to be a champion. Even after one of the most painful defeats of his career, Hamlin isn't done. Far from it. As the offseason began, he spoke about the need to rest, recharge, and come back sharper. He admitted that the emotional toll was higher this time, but he also made it clear that quitting was never an option. The 2026 season looms with a renewed sense of purpose. Hamlin's experience with crew chief Chris Gale has created one of the strongest partnerships in the garage. Their synergy built on communication, respect, and shared hunger may be the final key he's been missing. And if his 2025 performance is any indication, the fire still burns just as hot. Hamlin no longer chases validation from the outside world. He knows who he is, and he knows what he's capable of. His calm confidence speaks louder than celebration ever could. In racing, time catches up with everyone, but for Hamlin, time has become an ally, a measure of growth rather than decline. Each year brings more wisdom, more control, and more understanding of what truly matters. The title may come, or it may not. Either way, his story has already cemented itself as one of the most compelling in modern NASCAR. When the engine's quiet and the lights fade, what remains is the heart of the racer, the will to keep trying no matter the outcome. Denny Hamlin embodies that spirit. He's lived through triumph and heartbreak, led more laps than anyone at Phoenix, and still walked away proud. His journey is a reminder that greatness is not a moment, it's a lifetime of effort. The trophy will one day gather dust, but the lessons of persistence, composure, and faith in one's own preparation will endure. Hamlin may not yet hold the championship trophy, but in every sense that matters, he's already proven himself. He knows what it means to be a champion because he's lived it lap after lap, year after year. As the next season approaches, all eyes turn once more to the number 11 car. The question is no longer whether Denny Hamlin can win the title, it's how many more times he'll prove that greatness isn't defined by the final lap, but by everything that comes before it.